Yo up guys, Mystic Russ here, back from MBR Starcast, back with some more League of Legends gameplay for you guys today. Another one of my spectator modes. We've been looking at Dread Knight Nasus today. It's going to be ranked. We're going to be facing against Renekton. I didn't actually realise whilst playing this game, because you can't see their banners, that the Renekton was a Gold League of Renekton, so he should be bringing. I can't remember how well this game went, but it's saved under one of my matches that I want to commentate over this. So I'm sure it must be a pretty reasonable game. I'm quite surprised that he was gold level Renekton, even though I feel I should quite easily be in gold whilst I'm in silver myself, but I just don't play enough ranked, and I've got back up to silver 2. I was originally in silver 2 and then I got relegated because it's just annoying, and then eventually I've worked back up to it. I was almost got into promotion again for silver 2, but I felt I lost about 5 games in a row because of trolls, people leaving AFK at the start of the game. Well, how's that even fair? It's a joke, and after that, I got down to about 20 points and I just haven't played it since, so I'm probably getting AFK points. I think you lose points for not playing, so it just does my head in ranked. It really does. So I would love to get higher into gold and diamond, but I just can't stand rank. I lose my temper too easy on it because of the trolls and everything there. But there we are. So we're going to be facing up against a gold level Renekton. So Renekton is one of Nasus's main counters, because of this, in my opinion. I don't know what people also think, what the pros think. This is just my opinion. I don't really read many. I've never really read any guides on how to play any champions. I just go by what I feel is cool. I remember the first Nasus video I uploaded onto my channel, which is only one of my biggest viewed League video. I don't know how, because it was probably one of the worst games I played with Nasus. I didn't even build a Trinity Force on him, because in my head I remember this was when I was stubborn on League. I don't read many things, so I just used to look at the Trinity Force being a bit of everything, and obviously I never read the passive on it, which obviously is really nice on Nasus because of the Q. And I just thought it gave you a bit of everything, and that's why I never used to buy it, and until I read the comments. And that's why I like YouTube, because even though I get a bit of criticism here and there, the feedback you guys give me has helped me improve my gameplay by different ways. I've learned a lot of different things about different champions, and one of the big things obviously was the Trinity Force and Nasus, which is huge. But that was me being a little noob, just thinking that it just gave me a bit of everything and I didn't need that. But there we go, such is life. But in my opinion, the reason why Renekton counters Nasus is because Nasus' weak early game is absolutely crap, in all fairness. Nasus relies on farming up his Q. If you try and battle them at level 1 or up to level 6, you're really not going to make anything happen, because you're just wasting your Q. If you're using your Q to hit them, then you're not farming up your Q. Your main role as Nasus is to take the damage they put to you and just farm up your Q. That's your main goal. And the enemy champion you're facing against, whether it be Garen's meant to be a really hard counter, they should be harassing you a lot like this, where you see that level 1 damage Renekton's doing from his Q is just hurting me pretty badly there. It looks like Jax is actually trying to come in for an early gank there, but unfortunately for us, Renekton just got lucky, I guess, and went to put a ward just in the right time. It was just one of those unfortunate things there. Picked up an early ward and spotted out Jax somehow. So you can see there, that's what Renekton does to you, is that damage there. And also the fact that Nasus is very... so Renekton's actually gone really aggressive there. Gone a bit too aggressive. Gold League Renekton trying, obviously, he knows what he needs to do. He knows that he needs to kill me. What he should have done then, he should have stunned me. He didn't stun. Had he stunned me and then done what he did, then I think he would have killed me, but I'm pretty sure he didn't stun me then. And he took too many turret hits as well for himself there, unfortunately. So mess up my Q there. That's the problem sometimes with your Q, when you actually pop it and you go to hit another one, and then for some reason your guy then decides to hit another minion. It's just a wasted Q, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So really early aggression by Nasus, and it looks like Elisa's actually coming around the backside here. This is interesting. I can't remember this. I can't really remember how this game went, to be honest. So trying to put a nice bit of damage onto... I actually have ignited him. Wow. God, I'm going full out. Whoa, I did not know that comes. So obviously... we even had Elise waiting around the backside. That makes things even more crazy. So So basically, if we rewind a little bit longer so I can catch my breath onto what actually happens. So we're here, farming up our turret. Obviously, Renekton's gone full out on us. Obviously, he still has his flash up, but he used his ignite. Elise is going to try and come for a play from the backside, but luckily for me, the minion wave of mine has just come right in time, and I've cleared out his just in time. Had she been any sooner, then they could have probably made a nice gank happen here. So obviously, I'm unaware that Elise is here, as I have no wards, and I know there's a nice minion wave here. And I decide to put my Spirit Fire down because obviously I do additional damage in that. Put my Wither on him to slow him along with my Ignite with that Q there. And that little bit additional damage, obviously where I was fighting in the Spirit Valve, was just enough. Didn't even have to pop Ghost or anything. And we pick up first blood for the game, and obviously my first kill over Renekton, which is absolutely huge. As I shouldn't be able to kill Renekton. He got caught out there, smart thinking by me to catch him out. Obviously he tried to go for that really early kill, and it's kind of backfired now, and it allows me now to free farm. And if you one champion you don't want to let free farm is Nasus, because it just means I can just easily farm up my Q now. And the thing with this battle between Renekton's going to win the early game against us. In theory, he should do. He should harass me because he has no mana. Nasus is quite mana dependent. That's why I always start off with my early Philosopher's Stone. It's nice with the gold per 5, but I think I quite like it because of the mana regen. If I don't have the Rejuvenate Bead and Fairy Charm early game, like at level 1, and I really find my mana, I just can't keep up spamming my Q, and that's what I want to do. That's what I'm interested in, is farming up my Q all day. Q, because basically, like I say, what happens is whoever Renekton will win these early trades, even though obviously he didn't there because we caught him out. I will become stronger late game, because basically the longer the game goes on, my Q is just stacking up. At the moment it's already an additional 48 damage, which it's not bad for what it is. Any additional damage on any of your moves is always good. So the fact that I'm already hitting an additional 48 on top of what it would do normally is pretty huge. And basically, the longer this game goes on, come towards the sort of 15-20 minute mark, I will be able to easily beat Renekton. And the fact that I killed him anyway and got first blood means that I will probably be able to beat him sooner than that. In the trades now, I'm going to be probably able to win because I've got that kill, and it means that I can now back and buy items. I've completed my Philosopher's, so I get the gold per 5 from that, and obviously the health and mana regen. And I've now got my Chain Vest, which is just huge, because I keep saying the word huge, I don't know why. Everything is huge. But basically with this Chain Vest, it just means that I can still do my farming, and then when he tries to harass me with his Qs, or he tries to use his E or his W, I'm not going to take as much damage as what I would normally do. Meaning that we're just going to be able to sustain a lot more against him. And you can see in his build compared to mine, he's got boots, boots and nothing, and he's got Rejuvenate Bead, so he has absolutely nothing going for him whatsoever. He's even jogged on. His lane's so far pushed up now, he's decided to take his golems by the looks of things in the top of the minimap. So you can see that I've really kind of pushed him out of lane now. He's really struggling. The fact that he's had to go all the way over there to start to try and take those, and we're just continuously farming up our Q, and it's just not looking good for him. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember how it goes, but I just can't believe I got that first blood. That was really nice. And we're also level 6 now. Obviously he's burnt his flash. I still have my ghost up, and Ignite's almost up. We have put our Wither down onto him. Unfortunately he does use his E to dash away, and we'll be able to get out of that. It's not the end of the world. Again, we haven't actually placed our ward. We do actually have a ward, and we haven't actually used it yet. So we do have Elise and Renekton deciding to try and go down on me. But luckily for me, Jax is coming up at the right amount of time, and I'm able to try and tank them up long enough. Will we be able to kill Elise? Renekton is chasing after us, but Elise is our main target. Q to the face, and that will mean that she is dead. We've chucked our Ignite down onto Renekton, trying to trade off. Will we be able to trade? We're going to kite him a little bit, and he will die. Dearie me, we'll have to have a rewind of that in slow motion. So it's all gone down off. Basically, I kited them in, baited them in. They just thought it was just me there. And luckily for me, Jack's come up at the right amount of time. Chucked my Ignite down onto Renekton. Obviously, his ultimate's still up. Mine's just turned off just for the second. And you see there, that Q there gave us that 44 additional HP. And just as Renekton uses his dash onto me, Jax gets that final last hit, and it will mean that he drops, meaning that I get a kill for myself, and obviously Jax gets a kill as well, which is going to really help Jax in the jungle, because feeding Jax is, you know, he just will scale really hard, and it's going to make his ganks a lot stronger, and hopefully he'll be able to make more ganks happen. And for myself, we have a CS lead over Renekton, which is, you know, as a Nasus, having a CS lead over anyone is OP, and obviously we're not having a kill over him as well, whilst he's now died twice, got no kills, and again he's now returning back to base, well, back to lane for the second time now with still boots and rejuvenate bead. He has nothing going for him whatsoever. Well, I swear, before I had my chain vest, I've now bought boots on top of that and complete my chain vest into my glacial shroud, which is huge because I get, how much do I get? 300 mana from it, you know, which is really nice for Nasus, 45 additional armor, which is huge, and 10% cooldown reduction, which is really nice for my, or everything, you know, especially for my Q. It means I can do that more. Q. Currently at the 8 minutes we've got up to 90, so we're looking pretty good. I generally say 100 every 10 minutes is quite nice, but the thing, early game your Q's a little bit harder to farm up because of obviously the cooldown on it's pretty high to start off with. I think it starts off around 7 or 8 seconds, and Renekton was obviously pushing me out of farm a little bit earlier, so I can't free farm as much as I want to. But we've got 4 points in our Q now, so it actually takes it down to or just over 4 seconds. And we're about to hit the 100 mark. Yeah, we've hit 102 now anyway, so 40 seconds earlier than I'd normally like, so we're looking good. Renekton has actually he got enough farm there to buy a giant spout, so that's nice of him because obviously I've got no additional HP, so if we look at ourselves, you know, I'm 2 levels higher than him. I'm on 1100 HP whilst he's on just under 1400, so he has a 300 HP advantage over me, but obviously you've got to remember I have all this armor, so really I think my armor kind of is enough to battle his HP that he's gained for himself. And obviously then when I pop my ultimate, I get the additional 300 HP, but obviously so does Renekton as well. The brothers in arms. So we are battling here. We put the slow down onto him, and you can see the damage there. We just trade off so much nicer than him because of our Q, and this is what I mean. Our Q is now really coming into full effect against him. He just can't handle the monstrous Q that we do. And again, the Wither, we keep trying to fight him in our Spirit Fire. Obviously, he has a little dash there, which means he's able to get away every time. Luckily, we have a ward down this time, so we will actually spot Elise coming. Looks like she actually she's popped a blue elixir by the looks of things. Let's have a little quick on her portrait. I'm pretty sure she's running a blue elixir. Or maybe not, maybe it's just blue buff. She looked to be glowing a little bit blue though. Not too worried. So we've still got a 2-level advantage over Renekton here, and we're just, all I'm interested in, I'm not interested in fighting him. I will fight him when we need to, you know, I'll poke him a little bit, but again, all my interest is when I ever play Nasus is just farming, and that's what Nasus does best. And you see we've now got a 20 CS lead over him, and showing him why we should be in Gold League. I can't believe he was actually Gold League. It makes me feel a lot more happy about this victory now. So that's all good. But like I say, even though I feel I could quite easily be in gold, he's caused not too much of a problem for myself. Thinking that he would be able to counter the almighty Nasus, how he was wrong. I'm sure he didn't imagine this start to be like this already. And our philosophers, obviously we've got that ticking away, and we've gained 181 additional gold for that. And also I've changed my masteries on Nasus. I've been running them for the last month or two. I actually run utility masteries on Nasus, which means I get an additional gold per 5 from my utility tree instead of running defensive masteries. We have popped her ultimate here, you know, we've caught him out, he won't get away. We've popped her ignite, we've even popped Ghost, just, you know, we didn't necessarily need to do it, but I was a bit worried that we were under his turret, so I'd rather have Ghost so that we can get to him closer, and then obviously we can run away faster, instead of being caught under his turret. As you see there, he actually stunned us, and we took a little bit of additional damage, but with our ultimate up, even though he did have his up, with that ignite was just too much for him to handle, even though he did a chuck ignite down on me, but with all the armor I've got, we're just laughing now. Our third kill over him. Elise has actually decided to come over here, but she will be causing no problems for us. I think we're just going to back. I didn't really have any mana to do anything, and I've got enough gold, I'm sure, to buy something pretty fancy. We'll have a look what we buy. If we back and buy the Iceborne Gauntlet by the 30-minute mark, that will be huge. Yes, there it is. So boom. So I always think with Nasus, when you're struggling against a champion, generally, you know, when you fight against anyone in lane, they should really win the battles, because you're interested in farming your Q, that's all you're interested in, and Nasus doesn't really have that early game damage until his Q starts to get farmed up. But I always say, once you get the Iceborne Gauntlet on Nasus, you know, it's a huge amount of armor. Obviously, if I was against Elise up top, you know, I'd probably rush into my my Spirit's Visage first. But as soon as you get your Iceborne Gauntlet against a AD top lane, they've just got no chance of survival, because of obviously the passive that procs on it, and then you've got your secondary passive, which is the slow. So you Q them like that, you do double the amount of damage, and then you've slowed them as well. Along with your Wither, they're just not going to get away, and we probably will see this eventually against Renekton when he actually decides to fight us. But he's running scared now. He's 40 CS behind me, and like I mentioned, 20 CS is the equivalent of kills, so we've got, in theory, we have 5 kills over him at the moment, and yeah, no problem whatsoever. Our Q now at the 40-minute mark is looking at 237, so where before I was just about to hit 100 by the about 9 minutes 20 or something, you know, we've now got an additional 120 on top of that, so our Q in total does around the 450 mark, which again is just huge, especially when we can spam that 3.23, which is about 3.5 seconds now, thanks to the, I think we get 10% cooldown. I've probably run a little bit of cooldown as well through my runes and masteries, I believe. So, epic. That's I want to try and find a different word to huge, like I don't know why I keep saying huge, but we need to find something to replace it. Epic. Epic. So we're so far in the lead now, it's unreal. There is nothing that Renekton can do. You know, we're just putting our Q down onto him, and you see the damage our Q did to him there underneath his turret. But if we watch it now, unfortunately, the turret taking a bit too much turret aggro. But thanks to Nasus's passive, you know, I don't know how much we get, about 20%, yeah, 20% lifesteal on top of any lifesteal items you have, and I run, I think, 6% lifesteal in my runes and masteries in total. I think I start off with an additional 6% lifesteal, something around those lines. But yeah, the Q damage we're doing there is just jokes, and we've actually decided to wither him down along with our ultimate, going straight under the turret, no problem whatsoever, along with ignite, and it's no trouble, no problem whatsoever. Made easy work of that, and we can now just start filing back up, and you know, anytime we start to hit a minion, we will regen HP. Obviously we've got our philosophers ticking away as well, so we're always regenerating HP. We should be able to pick up this turret with one more Q. Boom. Nice turret. First turret the game actually picked up, which puts our team in about a 3k gold advantage. I've popped a health pop because I knew Diana was coming up. I popped it just in case anything, she'd come out and surprise me. It was just there, just in case, but I could have possibly fought her. She actually has no kills to her, so in theory I would have been stronger than her, but I used my ignite and ultimate, so you know, I'm just going to be really relying on my Q to do the damage, so better safe than sorry. I don't want to throw away my flawless gameplay just yet. And we can now buy our first giant bout of the game, 2 more wards and a couple health pots, so keeping that vision up, keeping the sustain up, and we'll give a little flick on the director camera, and just as we do, Zed's about to drop. He is a dead man. And Elise is picking up Jax. Oh, Jax. It looks like I've decided to actually come down to this bottom side instead of returning up to top. Will we be able to make anything happen in time? That is the question. We're on the hunt. Where am I? I'm number one, not number 2. Here we are. We're coming in. We're coming. They don't know we're here. Elise is going all out onto Sonya, who is our main target, not Elise. I think we actually, if I remember up, I messed this up. I should have probably tried to protect Caitlyn, or at least dives onto Caitlyn. There's not much we could do about that. And I just didn't know what to do. There were so many low bodies, and Blitzcrank, you know, you don't focus as support. He was my main target, and then it just got to the point where I was on my own. You know, I couldn't take 4 of them as much as I would love to. I couldn't take them all on. And unfortunately we have to make a run away for it. It was quite saddening because I thought there was a couple of kills to be had there, but we get away with our life, which is the most important thing. But unfortunately for me, they were just all a bit too strong to take on. We also juked out Elise's stun there. Had she landed a cocoon on us, it would have been pretty dangerous, but we were able to to get away from that, but unfortunately because of that, I don't know if the director camera will take us up there. Well, we find out anyway. Renekton answers back with his own turret, or my top turret because of that. I had to kind of roam bottom, you know, to give them a hand, but unfortunately I didn't make anything out of it, so nice turret to be secured by him. You know, Zed picked up a kill over Diana here. Misfortune really put a lot of damage down at the moment. You can see there with a Bloodthirster looking pretty damn strong. Renekton's now joined us in this spot in the mid lane, but we're going to roam back up to top to get some free farm. You know, we've got to be farming up our Q. So 18 minutes, what is our Q looking at now? Almost 300, you know, so like I say, 100 by 10 minutes I think is pretty reasonable. You know, it certainly can be better, as you can see now, come the 19-minute mark we've already up to, or will be, yeah, there we go. So 18-minute fort we're already up to 300, which is, you know, huge. That's an additional 10 minutes of farming what I'm on top of, even though, you know, like I say, you can quite easily do 100 in 10 minutes in my opinion, as you can see now, but it's a nice little goal to set yourself to. You know, as long as you're hitting that, it's pretty reasonable. But we're looking pretty damn findy. Still haven't died yet. Almost come close to dying during that bottom engagement, but so did a few of their team. It's just one of those things. The one that got away. And we do have a 60 CS lead over Renekton, and to have such a high CS lead over someone like that, especially when Renekton was picked to counter myself, is just ridiculous. Just too OP. So we're roaming down here. What are we gonna do? I'm not sure what we're really up to here. Placing the ward out. Oh, just chilling. It looks like Renekton's actually gonna be coming down here, just as we decide to take his Wraith camp. So we'll get a final Q on that little Wraith there. And it looks like Zed's in trouble. Will we get in time to help out Zed? Oh, put the Wither down onto Elise, and you see that Q damage there was insane. We do have our ultimate pop. One more Q and Elise will drop dead. She has stunned my ass. She has stunned. We have put the Wither down. Will we get her? Will we get her? Unfortunately, Zed does die to Renekton, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh my god, surely not. Wow. This is going to be my death as well now. I'm going to die here. Really bad by me. There goes my flawless gameplay. Deary me. That was bad. So, really struggled to actually... I didn't realise... Gosh, she had 5 kills before that point. I didn't realise how fed she was. So, really nice cocoon by her. I should have really killed her. I think I queued her one of her little spiderlings instead of her drawing some of that. I think had I actually queued her, I believe that's what happened. And also I had no magic resist at that point, so... Really dumb idea by me to turret dive, but I kind of felt like I've went that distance, and I think Diana and Renekton come up behind me, and we do get shut down. So I really underestimated the situation. You can see that it was only really me who was looking pretty fine this game, as at least obviously it's now 6-2 and Misfortune's 3-0. So both engagements we've tried to get involved with the team has kind of gone against us. Not as successful as what our top lane was. But it's alright, it's not the end of the world. We've completed our Mercury Treads now, so we get a little bit of magic resist there. We've got a Ruby Crystal as well to go along with our Giant Spout, which means we'll be able to start building into our Warmogs. And we'll pick up a little bit of free farm again down in the bot lane. Whilst compared to Renekton, our counterpart, he's caught up on CS a little bit. He's caught up on about 20 CS there. And he's completed the Sunfire Cape now, which is a nice amount of armor to have. Obviously gets the AoE from it. Along with his ultimate, you know, works pretty nicely, the Sunfire Cape. But I quite prefer rushing into... I don't really build the Sunfire Cape on Nasus. It's alright item, but I prefer to have a different build around it. I quite like the way I go with things with my Iceborne Gauntlet. So we're going to try and pick up this bottom turret. Blitzcrank and Misfortune are here to defend it, so I don't think we really will make anything happen here, to be honest. It's just a case of picking up a little bit of CS. And that will be that, especially as Misfortune is 3-0. Really on top of this game. Well, it looks like we're a lost little Nasus. We're a lost Nasus. It does look like it is actually all going down into the mid lane, so we'll be able to get there in time to savour the day. It looks like pings of retreat have been put back. And the Wither has gone down. We will let that kill go to Zed, but Caitlyn sniping it away before Zed can get a nice ultimate by Sonya there will actually allow us to get on top of Misfortune, and Blitzcrank pulling us in close to Misfortune, even though she did put a bullet time. This will look like be a guaranteed double kill for us there, and we're now straight back in the game. This is what we needed. This was what we were trying to get in the previous 2 engagements, but unfortunately we missed out on them, and we now get this double kill, which is huge. And it puts us straight back in it. You know, Misfortune dies, there goes her flawless game, and it shows her that she's not invincible and that we can quite easily turn this around with the right engagement. We'll take up some turret hit here, but you know, Renekton doesn't really scare me enough to stop me there, so thanks to Sonya we secure that mid lane turret, which again is huge, puts us 2-2 on turrets, and we still hold our mid lane turret, which is always nice. And about a 600 gold difference going in our favour at the moment, so pretty close game still. And like I say, it was only really me that dominated my lane. All the other lanes kind of lost, even though Zed seems to have done pretty well actually. He's got 4 kills for himself, which is good to see with his Blade of Rune King there, so hopefully he's going to be able to do some OP damage. And once again, going for the farm. You know, that's all I'm interested in as Nasus, is just farm. And coming to 23 minutes, we're now currently sitting on 402 additional damage on our Q, which means we hit around about the 630 mark every time we do a Q now, which is just insane to think about it. And then obviously when it pops the passive of my Iceborne Gauntlet, it's just even doing more OP damage. And obviously with the slows and then my Wither slows, it's just epic. Epic. And still maintaining about a 50 CS lead over Renekton. We actually have the highest CS in the game. Like I say, that's what I like. We always want to have the highest CS. And the thing what I like to do when I'm top lane, especially when I'm Nasus, I quite enjoy free farming. I like to be pushing up top lane by myself and just farming. The problem is every time I do this, and I was mentioning it in my last Zac video, was every time I seem to do this, everyone always seems to die in the mid lane or something, and they fight without me and they engage and I don't know why, and then they all die, and then I'm just there looking, feeling like, wow, if I was with them maybe we could have won it, but then why did they engage anyway? But we're coming in from the side anyway. Here we go. Who's our target? We have put the slowdown onto Elise, stunned by Renekton, but no problem. Zed's ultimate going down onto Elise as well, and she is going to be one dead spider. She actually repelled it up to the air, and I think she survived Zed's ultimate then. I'm pretty sure she didn't take the burst from a repel. So Zed's on a killing spree anyway now. We get a 3 for nothing out of that engagement, and we're looking super happy. 7th kill for us. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to afford our Warmogs easily when we now back. But we're going to go onto the turret, trying to get a bit of additional damage. Bullet time coming down from Misfortune. Zed will be able to shadow dash away, and this will cause us no problems here. We don't have our ultimate up, so we're not really going to turn and fight, but we'll just walk away, let them feel that they won this little battle. But once we come back into it, it will be game over for them, unfortunately. We just hold the mid turret. Will we be able to get the slow? That Q damage there. Oh, this it's got to be it for her. GG. Caitlyn picking up her 2nd kill of the game, which is huge now. And yeah, Misfortune just got caught out big time there. They actually put the surrender vote in. Only one person wanted to surrender. The other 4 failing in their quest to do so. So, really nice kill to pick over Misfortune. Really nice kill for Caitlyn to get. You know, we really need Caitlyn to get in this. You know, she's got an Infinity Edge now, so should be doing OP damage. And whilst for myself now, you know, before I just had my Giant's Bow, I've now actually been able to turn that into my Warmogs. And along with that, I've been able to complete both components from my Spiritual Visage. When I next back, I'll be able to have that, which is, you know, again, that's just OP because of the cooldown you get from it. You get the magic resist. And then you even get the passive on it, where you get the additional lifesteal, 20% additional lifesteal, I believe, which is just, you know, just maxes out so well in Nasus. You know, even just for the magic resist and the cooldown, it'd be nice, but to have that on top is just OP. And you can see how much damage our Q is doing to that turret there. Kaboom! No messing about. Blitzcrank and Elise hovering around this bottom side, but Misfortune is currently AFK farming down bottom, so really if we can catch them out there, it'd be really nice. And the Wither has gone down onto Elise. Misfortune is pegging it, she's ran away, doesn't give a care about At least we do actually get pulled in by Blitz, but no problem whatsoever, along with our ultimate there, taking quite a nice amount of damage from Misfortune there, which will mean we will have to make the retreat. We have put our Wither down just to slow our attack speed a little bit, and obviously mean that Zed will be able to get on top of her. We'll have to flick to the directed cameras. We're just hovering around, there's nothing really I can do with that amount of HP. And in all fairness, we should all back, and that looks like it was a 3-for-1 engagement. I thought it was a bit more in their favour than, to be honest. So still working out nicely for us, and happy days again, happy days. So 7 to 1 to 6, being a real monster this game. Still with a CS lead over Misfortune's second highest farm, and we still got a 30 CS lead over herself. So we're looking pretty damn OP. We'll go have a look at our farm away bottom. So we'll have a look what our queue is sitting at the moment. Last time it was about 400, so it's 462 now. Obviously this is the point where your queue, I feel, starts to not scale so well, and this is why it's so important, in my opinion, to focus on farming when your Nasus in lane and not focus on attacking your opponent, because you will find it really hard to try and farm up your queue, because generally you won't be able to come up to top lane like this and get the farm, and the majority of the time you will be stuck in mid lane where everyone's trying to rob the farm, and you can only probably get 1 or 2 Qs out of the whole entire pack. Probably only 1, because generally you'll have someone with an AoE, you probably can one-shot all the minions straight away anyway, especially when you've got like a Caitlyn on your team. But nevertheless, it's still stacking up, just 489. We do have met Misfortune here and Renekton. We have put the Wither onto, I think we slowed Renekton then. But I've decided to choose Misfortune as my target. We did pop our ultimate there, but unfortunately with the turret there and not knowing where anyone else is, it's just not worth going in there. We made a nice little bit amount of damage, but we will be back. Better safe than sorry. And the only reason at the moment our flawless game was ruined because of that stupid turret dive by me. It's the stupid things like that which can ruin your game, and that's what it was. But nevertheless, we have backed. We complete our Spiritual Visage now, which again, like I say, is an OP item, along with a giant spout on top of us, which puts us up to 3,520 HP, along with 162 armor, 134 magic resist. No one is going to be breaking myself down any time, and really it's only a matter of time, I feel, before our team pushes out to win this, as we've now really turned things around. You know, before it was only really me that was actually fed, but you can see now Zed's 7-3, Jax is 6-2, Caitlyn's got 2 kills for herself as well now, along with her Infinity Edge there, so team is starting to look a lot more stronger than they were before. It looks like Dragon is up. Dragon is up, so we will look to take Dragon. They have pinged me, so it is warded. They do know that it's happening, but will anyone be able to stop the almighty Nasus from taking Dragon? Blitz's Q will miss here. We're still tanking it up. Misfortune coming along. Will we be able to secure it? Renekton unfortunately does secure the Dragon. I'm on by myself. I'm now actually trapped in the pit on my own against all 4 of them, and luckily for me my team does eventually actually come, and we're still hovering around the backside, still alive, but eventually we did pick up a double kill for ourselves. Had my team actually come over with me taking Dragon, we would have secured Dragon. I probably wouldn't have died, but you know, I picked up a double kill for myself, picked up a triple kill for Jax, and we get the ace. Only me dying. You know, I was in that whole Dragon pit against 4 of them on my own. But we did what was needed. We get our second death, but obviously we picked up a double kill, which just puts us 9-2 to 9, and obviously Jax gets a triple kill for himself as well, which is huge because it probably mean he can start to rush into a Triforce now, as he's already completed his Bladed Rune King. Diana has left the game, you know, 2 to 8. She sold all her items by looks of things, unless all her items are gone because she's left the game. I don't understand how that works, but only a matter of time now before the game is really finished. And that's just huge, a real huge battle for us. Obviously they thought they kind of caught us out, but oh no, it took them far too long to kill myself, and we've now got our Home Guard boots, so we're super fast, meaning that we won't miss out on this minion wave up at top, which will put us, unless we're not already, we're already up to 507, which again means we have no attack damage items on us whatsoever. We're just purely running tank on us. We do an additional 200 and then 700, about 750 damage off our Q, and then when you add the passive on your Iceborne after using the ability, the next base attack on hit deals bonus physical damage equal to 125% of your base attack damage. So 137. I can't really be asked to work it out, but a lot of damage. I'd probably say around about 1,000 damage your Q would be hitting for with the passive on the spell blade at least. So huge damage. No one wants to be messing with Nasus at the moment, and continuing to farm up our Q like we do. And just standing around AFK, so as we're cool like that. So unfortunately for them, Diana has left the game, so it's really only a matter of time before we actually push to end this now. And they've just got no chance, and this is why you don't feed Nasus, or you even let Nasus free farm. You know, Renekton, as I say, Renekton was picked to counter myself. He messed up early game trying to get that early kill, and then we turned around and actually got first blood ourselves, and from that we just scaled so hard. He hasn't been successful in stopping us farm, as we've got a 60 CS lead over him. And as Renekton, you know, or a Garen, you'll pick to stop Nasus farming up his Q, and I've got an additional 570 additional damage on my Q now. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy, you know. It's ridiculous. I think the game's going to finish before we can actually make up to 600, but I think that'd have been probably... I think it's one of the highest amounts I've ever actually got on Nasus, from what I know anyway. Huge amount of damage. Huge. Elisa's coming up the backside. We'll be able to take on 2 of them. We are begging it in as Jax is coming along. We are I don't know who I'm focusing. I think I've actually changed my focus to Elise. She will drop dead. We'll pick up our 10th kill of the game. Jax unfortunately does die, but we pick up a double kill. Will we get the triple kill? Yes, we will. What a way to finish it off with a triple kill. And our 591. I think the game's just about to finish. They've surrendered. So we finished with an additional 591 of damage on our Q, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. 12 kills, 2 deaths, 9 assists, looking OP. And this is why I can't explain how much I love Nasus, and why you guys should play Nasus if you want to. If you play top lane and you want to play some solo queue ranked, and you just want to have a champion that's tanky, strong, pick Nasus. You know, he's tanky, and your queue just additionally farms up, and it doesn't take much. You know, I say 100 CS or 100 additional points in your queue by 10 minutes is nice. You know, so that would be, you know, you'd be looking around about 350 by the 35-minute mark. You know, we got just under 600, so we pretty much doubled that, which is just crazy. OP Nasus. So, nevertheless, I hope that video showed you how to beat the Renekton. You know, Renekton, you know, in theory, if you look at it, I'm a Silver League player, even though I don't feel like I'm Silver League. He was a Gold League Renekton, so, and he's the one who's meant to counter me, and he finishes on 2-6 to 2, whilst we finish on 12 to 2 to 9, so, OP. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take it easy, have a good day. Peace.